Okay, so it has been forever since I did my Sinnoh tier list, but I have been really excited to do the Unova one, mostly because I think from this point on, so Gen 5 and onwards, I think there's not going to be any more F tiers, but like genuinely. I think E, I don't think there's going to be E either. Like there's going to be a lot of S tiers and a lot of A's and a lot of B's because Unova and beyond have most of my favourite Pokemon. Like, Unova in particular, I love most of the Pokemon from this region, so expect a lot of S's. I'm not being overly generous, I just really genuinely do like most of these Pokemon. So yeah, let's start. So Victini, I don't really think a lot about Victini, to be honest. It's one of those mythicals that I kind of forget exists. It's cool though. I think this gets a B. It's not remarkable. I think this whole gimmick of like bringing victory to anyone who uses it is kind of broken a bit. I don't know. In competitive is kind of just like okay-ish. Just think about it. I literally have no idea about that. Snivy, I love Snivy. This might be an S tier. It's either an S tier or an A tier. I know that Serperior is definitely an S tier. I think I'm going to put Snivy somewhere around... Oh, this might be an S tier actually. It's my second favourite basic form of a starter. I forgot how long this takes to scroll. Yeah, just about S tier. Bottom of S tier. I just love Snivy. Look how smug it is. So cute. Servine, I think it's like... It's not as cool as Snivy. It is an A tier though, because this evolution line in general is just really visually appealing. The like green and yellow color scheme works really nicely. I'm gonna try not to talk as much about color scheme as much as I did last time. But yeah, this is an A tier. Serperior, easy S tier. This used to be my favourite starter. It's still like second favourite maybe, just behind Suya and Typhlosion. Actually, maybe favourite. It is like tied basically. I don't like favourites, which is ironic since I'm doing a ranking right now. But nevertheless, but yeah, this is such a cool design. The red eye goes so well with the rest of the design, and I love how this, like the colour palette is totally consistent with the original one. This is like high S tier. Goes up there. Tepic, I like it. I'm actually really happy that it's one of the new starters in Legend ZA. I'm really happy with the new starter tree in general, to be honest. Like, at first when I saw it I was a bit apprehensive, but like, looking back, I feel like even though they're not like my 3 favourite starters, they're still cool ideas and things I would like to see given a mega. This is a beta. I like it. I like Tepic, it's cute. Pignite, I don't really like Pignite. I was a bit disappointed that Ash's one stayed as a Pignite for the whole anime because I don't like its design. It's just a bit too round and egg-shaped. Speaking of round though, Emboar is like an A tier. It's not quite an S, but it's an A. I love this design. The massive like decorations on its chest look amazing. Everyone always says, oh, I don't know the firefighting type. I don't mind firefighting. I think it's a cool type combination. I really like this design. No, because you're not S. A. Yeah, A. I think that's fair. Oshawott. Yeah, it's cute. It's cute. It's beta. It's not as cute as Snivy. It's not as cute as Tepic, to be honest. I don't like its kind of like dead eyes. They're a bit scary. But it's still a very likable Pokemon. I definitely don't dislike it. Duo, I like Duo, this is an A. I think it's a lot cooler. The deeper blue makes it look a lot more kind of, I don't know, colourful? I don't really know what I was going to say there. The whole like scalloped ninja thing is a really unique concept. Yeah, that's an A tier. Samurott is nice. A tier. And I think the base form is an A tier. I think it's always a bit weird how like it's a mixed attacker, despite having sharpness as an ability, and it's got a cool design. I like the kind of progression from like ninja to like samurai. That's cool. Yeah, it's not quite an S, but it's nice. It's cool in the anime as well. I forgot about that. Hisu and Samura's an S tier. I love the kind of like almost pirate-like aesthetic that it's got. I don't know if that's intended, but it definitely evokes that with like the kind of beard and the moustache and kind of like the black helmet as well. Yeah, this is really cool. It's obviously fun to use in competitive as well. Ceaseless Edge is fun. Setting up spikes whilst attacking is always nice. Yeah, that's an Aster. Patrat. I never know how to pronounce it. Is it Parrot or Patrat? So, I'm just not going to say its name because I don't like it. This is a D tier. I think it's a C tier. It's just a really bland design. The red eyes are a pretty cool aspect of it, actually. That moves up. No, it's still C tier. But yeah, apart from the red eyes, it's fairly vanilla. Same as Watchog. I kind of like its kind of like high-vis jacket design. But it is still just a very nothing Pokemon. I don't know. It leaves a bit to be desired. But I don't hate it the same way that other people do. Lillipup. It's okay. I always thought it was Gen 7 because of the anime, but it's not, because I watched Gen 7 anime before I watched Gen 5 one. Yeah, it's Gen 5. I think it's C tier. If it joins the C tier ranks as just, this is just kind of an animal and not much else. But it kind of deserves to be there. Same as the other two, I think. They're kind of just like, this is kind of cute, but it's not really anything amazing. The little touch of blue in its colour palette is nice. It adds a bit of flavour. It's quite a visually appealing Pokemon, actually. Stoutland might get a B tier. It's more lovable than the other two, I think. Like a big fluffy face. Yeah, that's B tier. Purloin. I forgot its name for a second. I don't really care much about this Pokemon, to be honest. It's a D tier. No, I think it's a C tier because I don't dislike it. I just don't really have anything to say about this one, to be honest. Same as Liepard. Like it's just. I guess the markings on its side are kind of cool. Not much else though. It kind of has that like masquerade mask kind of face. That's cool, I guess. I think Meowscarada does it better. Okay, the monkeys. I think all of these are going to end up in the same tier. That's B tier. I don't hate them. A lot of people like have a vengeance against these, I guess, just because there are minimal changes between the monkeys. But I like them. I also like the idea of them, how they're kind of meant to like parallel the starters, and you obviously get gifted the one that is useful against the first gym. So it's a cool concept. I like it. I don't have much to say on any of them, to be honest. They're kind of just generic. They exemplify one element of their design to fit the type. That's kind of it. Yeah, they all get a beta. Mana. It's okay. It's kind of cute. It's just round. I like it. Beta. The like pastel-y kind of pink is nice. It's nice to look at. Mashana, kind of the same thing. I think it's actually, this might be an A tier. I really like this design. I love how the smoke is kind of incorporated into the Pokemon. And the whole like dreamy nature of it. It's very like, I don't know how to describe it, like it's very ethereal, I guess. It's just a nice design. Yeah. It's kind of like the parallel to like Drowsy and Hypno, but it does it way better, in my opinion. Pidove. It's fine, C tier. Again, kind of just a pigeon, not much else to it. Same with the other two. Although Unpheasant, I really like this design. I love the kind of... I can't really tell if there's any other inspirations there. Maybe like Masquerade-ish. But I like Unpheasant quite a lot, actually. That might be a B? Maybe if I'm really generous, an A. I think it's a B, though. I don't think I could give it an A. I think that'd be a bit too biased. Blitzel. The black and white colour scheme is cool. I'll give it that. Where did I put it? It's here. B tier? I'm not going to give it a C tier because I think it's got a bit more going to it. But I don't think it's got enough going to put any higher. It's quite fun and competitive. Not that it's good, but in random battles it's kind of fun. It's like a mixed thing. Or it's like Overheat, I think, something like that. Rock and Roller. I think this gets the Geodude treatment, honestly. It's just a rock. Not much else. Although it does have a cooler colour scheme, but I can't really put it higher than that because it's so boring and uninteresting. It's just like a slightly more visually appealing Geodude. And that's it. Same with the whole line. Gigalith, actually. Gigalith gets a B. Because Gigalith, the spikes add so much to the design. Look at the comparison between these two. You have like these small blunt spiky things, and then you have these like really like exaggerated spikes, almost like a crown on top of its head. It is so good. The other two I don't really care about, but Gigalith is cool. I like it. Swoobat, it's funny. Beta. I like the kind of heart aesthetic. It's weird and it doesn't really make sense, but it's cool. I also use this as my fly Pokemon for the whole game in Pokemon Black and White. Swoobat, pretty much the same thing. Actually, Swoobat gets a C tier. It's not as memorable. Woobat is kind of cute just because it's very circular and fuzzy. Swoobat loses a bit of that, so it's not quite as high. Drillbur. I like Drillbur. It's... do I? This is like okay-ish. I guess it's a C tier then. I was going to say I like it more, but I like X-Drill more. That's what I like. Drillbur, there's something about it that looks a bit too cartoonish. It's probably the eye. I think the eye looks very silly, in a good way, but also in a way that I think downplays it a little bit. X-Drill on the other hand, X-Drill's an S tier, definitely. It's so cool. I love the kind of very sharp design it has. Like obviously with the drills, but also with like the scratches across its body. Steel Ground is a cool typing. Obviously been great in competitive. I've used this in multiple playthroughs. I think I used it in Sword and Shield twice. I used it in Black and White when I played it the first time, but when I played it for the second time and finished it, I avoided it just because I had used it so much before. But it's so cool, and yeah, I love it. Audino, it's I'm not sure how I feel about Audino. It's trying to be Chansey again, I guess. Why'd I put Chansey? I put it here. Yeah, I think C tier is justified then, because it's just a slightly more visually appealing Chansey. Mega Audino is cool. That's a B tier. I like the kind of like angel kind of vibe it has, whilst also keeping the Doctor aesthetic. That's cool. It's kind of weird that it's only Gen 5 Pokemon to get a Mega. I'd have liked to have seen like Chandelure or something get one. Timber. It's not much. I'm trying to be as objective as I can, but it's kind of hard to do that. C tier, I guess? I can't pin D tier because I don't dislike anything. It kind of ends up the same place as Drillbur, where it's just a bit cartoonish and kind of just there. Gerda is... I don't like this design, actually. I think this might be the first D tier. Actually, no. Not the first D tier, because those two are here as well. Maybe an E tier? Yeah. I think this might be the last E tier of this entire thing, to be honest. But I think it does still deserve that spot, just because it's a bit... I don't get why they made it like a clown kind of aesthetic. It doesn't make sense. Same thing with Conkeldurr, actually. It takes away kind of like the intimidating nature of it if it didn't have that red nose. Because like the ogre construction work I think is really cool, but I don't get why they had to clown into that as well. If that was even intended. Maybe it isn't, and I'm just seeing it weirdly. Timpole. It's okay, C tier. Yeah, not much else. I like its kind of goofy, like, smiley face. Palpitoad. I like Palpitoad. Everyone always says it looks weird. I like it. This is a B tier. It's kind of cute just because it looks so odd. But it doesn't really look unappealing, it just looks weird. Same with Seismitoad. Seismitoad, I love its face. I love it, like, its expression is just so... I don't know, I like it. The colours are cool as well. The blue and red goes nicely. Throw and Sork. These are C tier. I don't really get why they're here, to be honest. They're a bit too human to be Pokemon. And I think I might have said that in one of the previous videos, something about this, but these take it a step further because they're actually wearing clothes the whole time. And that just seems kind of weird. I'm not really sure why. D tier, actually, yeah. The clothes are really offsetting. It's really... these Pokemon really confuse me, because I can't... I don't know why they're here, they don't look like Pokemon. Swaddle. I like it, it's a cute bug. B. Yeah, there's not really much else to say. I like the leaf it has on its back, it's a nice touch. Well, it's not a really nice touch, it's like part of the whole design, but it's not. Swadloon, I love Swadloon, this is an easy S tier. This used to be my favourite Pokemon, it's still like top 10 probably. It's my favourite bug type, it's so nice. It's my favourite middle evolution as well. I love its face, I love its expression, I love how it's like just huddled up the whole time. It's very small, I like it a lot. S tier. Leavanny is an A tier, it's cool. It's not as lovable as Swaddling, I already forgot its name. It's not as lovable as that, but it's still nice. It's very tall, which is kind of weird of a bug type, but it pulls it off well. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot what the small one is called. Venipede, that's it. It came to me in a dream. Yes, Venipede. It's okay. It's not as cool as its 2 evolutions, but I like it. It's yeah, E tier. The colours are really, really nice on this whole evolution line, actually. Even Whirlipede, I still like its colours. Like, the red and the green go nicely together, and it's kind of this, like, forest green with this, like, really deep red. It looks really intimidating as well, even for a first stage. Whirlipede I love. It's difficult to make a Pokemon that... It's difficult to make a middle stage bug. And I think this is one of the few that really pulls it off. It's an A tier, because they're able to give it character and movement even in that middle form where it's kind of just only going to be there for so many levels. Actually, Whirlipede does stay in Whirlipede for quite a while though. But yeah, it's such a nice design. The colours are great again, like the purpley grey works really well with the red. And it looks really threatening for a middle stage bug as well, which I don't think many of us really pull off. Scolipede I love. It's an S tier actually. The weird like kind of horse like pose it's got is weirdly intimidating. Speed boost is such a fun ability to work with. The colours again, like I said, are great. The horns are really nice. They give us kind of like almost looks kind of like, I don't know, some sort of warrior, like a horseback warrior. I don't know, it's just a really cool design. Cottony, I like Cottony. I don't like it as much as I like Whimsicott, but I like Cottony. Cottony is a B tier. It's cute. The kind of pastel-y colours are nice. And yeah, not much else to say. It's not an A tier, it's a B tier. Whimsicott's an A tier. I really like it. It's very puffy. It's very... I don't know, it's just very cute. The colours I actually like more than Cottony. Like, I like how it kind of sheds some of that like pastel green and it goes for a kind of warmer palette. It's very nice to look at. It's also got a lot of personality, I feel like, for a Pokemon. It's very mischievous and happy and whimsical. Yeah, I like this kind of like gingerbread man body as well. Petalil. It's okay. I'm not really sure what else to say about this. It's alright. C tier, yeah. It's just a little plant. That is cool. Lilligant I like. Lilligant I really like actually. It's an A tier. There's something about the design, like the silhouette of it is very cool. The princess aesthetic is well done, I think. And I like how because I feel like a lot of grass types suffer, a lot of the ones that are just like plants suffer from a lack of personality, but this one is one that really manages to kind of give it something else rather than just being a plant. Oh, this is not a Snater, sorry. Yeah, the colours are lovely. The like little splash of like pinky orange goes really nicely with the greens. It's cool and competitive as well. Quiver Dance and High Speed is cool. It's a surprisingly strong attacker. Yeah, I like it. Hisui, this is an S tip. I love this. It takes the Lilligant design and kind of flips on its head a bit. It goes for a more like kind of fighter aesthetic. I think it's actually meant to be a dancer, not a fighter. I think it's also based on ice skating. That's why it gets triple axle. But yeah, this is a really cool design. I like how it shifts to a physical attacker as well. That's cool. The fight in Legends Arceus is fun. I really like that. And just the general aesthetic of this, it looks really like kind of deadly, and it's nice. Yeah. It's a big improvement on a already good design. I don't know if I should rank these separately. No, I'm not going to. They'll get the same tier anyway. Basculin is okay. It's C tier. It's kind of just a fish. Yeah, I'm not really sure why I'm even considering this for too long. It's just a fish. C tier. Sandile. I like it. I like its kind of silly little binocular eyes. This is a beta. It's cute. They managed to make a crocodile look very silly. Crocodile? No, Krokorok. I like Krokorok. I like the way it kind of stands up. Yeah, it's kind of hard to make a crocodile stand up actually, and they did it quite well. I love the eyes. I love how they're kind of like sunglasses looking. Sunglasses looking. Yeah, sunglasses looking. The tail is cool. I like its kind of like spikes that it's got. I used this so long in my black and white playthrough as well. Crocodile. I love Crocodile. So before I did my black and white playthrough, I didn't really think much of it. I thought it was okay, but after using it, it just really grew on me. It's really fun to use. It's got two great abilities. It's got Intimidate and Moxie. I had Moxie on mine, I think. But it's still just really cool. The red, the upgrade from like the kind of dusty brown to the red makes it look so much more intimidating. And I just love how they did the crocodile Pokemon, because there aren't many crocodile Pokemon, and this is like one of the few ones that actually makes it work. Yeah, I really like the design. It's a shame they didn't go like Ground Dragon or something, but Ground Dog is still cool. Darumaka. I don't really think much of this. It's kind of just a little bull. Beta. Is Ceta, yeah. I was about to say it's silly enough to be beta, but it's not. It's still silly, just not enough beta. Galarian Darumaka, same thing, really. It's the same thing apart from ice. That's it. Darmanitan. I think for the Unovan one, it stays in Ceta. It's okay. The Zen mode thing is kind of interesting, but I guess Zen mode is kind of its own ranking. Is it? Does this even qualify as its own thing? I don't think this really counts, to be honest, because it's still the same Pokemon. It's just transforming. Yeah, I'm not going to count it separately. But the Zen mode mechanic is a really interesting thing to do. There aren't really many Pokemon that will completely change forms, and I think the only other one that does that I can think of off the top of my head is also from this gen, being Melaletta. So yeah, Darmanitan is a cool concept. In execution it's fun. You don't really see Zen mode be like relevant at all, but I guess base Darmanitan can run like Choice Scarf or something. Compared to its Galarian version, though, it's nothing. Galarian Darmanitan gets a beta simply of just how insanely fun it is in competitive. So its ability Guerrilla Tactics lets you like basically stack choice items on top of each other, because its ability gives basically the effect of choice band by increasing your attack by 50%, but also limiting you to the first move you selected. So you can run like double choice band basically, and get an insane attack boost, and only suffer the consequence once because it can't really be stacked. Or you can run like choice scarf or something like that, or you can basically run a choice band and another item, is how it works. So yeah, it's really fun because of that. Design-wise though, it's an improvement. I like the snowman thing, it's very funny. But apart from that, it's fairly unremarkable. It's definitely an improvement over base Dominaton though. Its Zen mode I'm also new up in rank separately, although it's the only ice-fire type, so that is something. Maractus. I always think that this is from an earlier gen, I'm not sure why. I guess I get confused with like Cacnea or something. Yeah, it's a Ceta, it's just a cactus, it dances, it's cool. I guess it also is based on like maracas and stuff, but yeah, it's okay. Dwebble, I really like Dwebble, it's cute. I love the little eyes, they're really nice. I'm surprised it took them this long to do like a hermit crab Pokemon. Although, like, I think Slowpoke is called the hermit crab Pokemon, but I don't really see why. But yeah, Dwebble's a beta. It's a really nice design. The colours work really well, the like orange and the grey-brown, they're nice. Crustle gets an A tier. I used this in, I think it was like a Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke, and it worked really well. It's always fun to have hazards. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The layers work well in this design as well. Like sedimentary rock, I guess. But yeah, it's cool. I like it a lot. Scrafty. Scraggy, I mean. Sorry. Scrafty is here. Scraggy's okay-ish. A lot of people really like this Pokemon, and I kind of see why. I don't really think much of it though. Yeah, I don't like its face that much actually. I think the like the thing it keeps on pulling up its trousers is funny. Scraggy is in the same boat, I think. It's an okay design. I guess Dragon Dance was just fun. Yeah, apart from that, I like its kind of dark colour palette, but it's not enough to move it up a tier. Because I still don't really like the whole like kind of like I guess it's kind of meant to be like criminal? I can't really tell. I don't know. I guess it's dark type, so that makes sense. Sigilif, I really like this. This is an A tier. This is a really, really interesting design. I still think that it should be an evolution for Unknown, because of just how thematically well it works. Like, the name Sigilif, like, sigil and glyph, like, it makes sense to have that be an evolution of, like, a letter-based Pokemon. And also just, like, the whole look of it. But I really like the kind of, like, almost, like, angel aesthetic it has. But, like, also the very, like, religious vibes it has. The colour palette is great here. Is this an S tier? I don't think this is an S tier, because S tier is mostly just, like, personal preference. This one is just, like, visually and thematically a really, really cool design. I think it's a high A tier, though. Yeah, it's definitely a high A tier. The tiers aren't really ordered, it's just how I feel. Your mask. It's a cool design. Is it? C tier. It's okay. The mask there carries is kind of creepy. In a nice way. Yeah, it's kind of unremarkable outside of that. Same thing with glaring on your mask. I like the purple eye. That's just personal bias. The whole tier is personal bias, you guys. But yeah, it still stays in C tier. It's okay. I like Hophagrigus. It's the sarcophagus kind of thing. It does work well with like the arms that come out of it. It adds a bit of more three-dimensionality to it that wouldn't otherwise have. I think it stays in C tier though, because there's something about the whole like silhouette of it that just looks a bit unappealing. I'm not sure. It's all bias. I can't think of anything else to say about it, to be honest. Tortuga. It's a turtle. That's all there is to it. C tier. Can't really say anything else about it. Caracosta is cool. I like the kind of like heavy like armor vest it has on, I think. It's really hard to tell, but it does have the kind of like army vibe. It's kind of a cool design. It's very intimidating Pokemon. The color palette I think could do a bit more, but it still works. I always forget that this exists though. Arcan. The color palette is a lot nicer. Beta. As a Pokemon, it's kind of uninteresting. All the fossils I think kind of leave a bit to be desired. But most of them are aesthetically cool. I think this is one of the better ones. It's Beta. Same thing with Archeops. Obviously it has Defeatist, which is a funny ability. Cutting your attack in half. And your stats are below 50%. Yeah, it's fine. Trubbish, I like it. Everyone always uses this as an example to why like Unova's designs are bad. I don't really see it, because it has a lot more character than most Gen 1 designers, I think. It's a Ceeta. It's fine, yeah. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I like it. I like it-ish. Not enough Beta, but it's cool. Why is this before that? I'll rank Garbodor first. Garbodor, it's funny. That's about all there is to it. Beta. Obviously visually, it's not a very appealing design, like the weird kind of amalgamation of colours and shapes. It's meant to be unappealing, but for that reason it's kind of silly. Galarian Garbodor is cool, I think. It's a bit weird that it's only non-Gen 1 or 8 Pokemon to get a G-Max. I never really understood why that was. Gets a speed tier, I think. It's very intimidating, like seeing a massive pile of sludge with like ships in it somehow. I'm not really sure how that works. But yeah, I think it's funny that Oleana uses this as well. I like it. Beta. Zorua. A lot of people love this. I like it-ish. The kind of streak of red in its hair is cool. I think this is B tier because of that. The colour palette is really nice. The whole illusion thing is a funny thing as well. Same with Zoroark. I'm going to rank the Hisuian one separately. Same with Zoroark, like it's a cool-ish Pokemon. I don't really like it that much aesthetically. A lot of people like love it. I don't love it, but I do like it enough for Beta. It's a very cool silhouette to look at. Hisuian Zoroark though. Hisuian Zoroark is an S tier. I love this thing. It's so cute. The like a little like wispy kind of effect that it's got is really nice. Normal Ghost is obviously a unique typing. The colour palette's great, like the white and the orange work so well together. The shiny looks great for it as well, it's like white and purple, which is even better. Same with Zoroark, like it's... I think the kind of wispier effect works a lot better than the more angular effect that the regular form has. And just for like a silhouette wise, this is a lot cooler. The kind of like slouched position it has is very cool as well, makes it look a lot scarier, a lot more like malicious. Yeah, it's a cool Pokemon. I like how it keeps the illusion ability as well. I don't know why it wouldn't, but still. About halfway through, I think. Minccino. I like it, it's very cute. I don't like as much as Chinchino, but it's a very cute Pokemon that's worthy of Beta, just for its cuteness. Chinchino, though, is maybe an S tier, honestly. It's probably my favourite normal type. I love the kind of hair ribbon thingy it has. The all-white and like light grey aesthetic is something that I wouldn't usually be a fan of. But I think here, with like the kind of like elegant, like very like chic design it has, I think it works quite well. It looks very like classy. I don't like Gothita, honestly. It's like an Eater. It just looks really, really weird. I think this is meant to be like the Jinx of this gen or something. So where did it go? Oh, it's here. Yes, it needed though. I don't like it. Just this big face and these big eyes compared with like the tiny body, it just looks so weird. I kind of like the high fashion design it gives off. But I don't like it as a Pokemon. Gothorita, kind of in the same boat, but it's not quite as offensive to the eyes, so I'll put it in D tier. Actually, no, because the proportions are a bit less jarring, it might get a C tier, because it's a bit more neutral. Gothitelle though, Gothitelle's a B tier. I like the kind of much longer body it has. And the black and white aesthetic is a kind of weird thing to do with the psychic type, but it works so well here. It makes it look a lot more scary, but not necessarily in a malicious way, just in a threatening way. Obviously gets Shadow Tag, which is a funny ability, and kind of like Trick Room and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a cool Pokemon. I don't like its other forms, but its final form is good. Okay, Solosis. I like it. I used to hate it because it just looked too round, I guess, and simple. I like its concept. The whole like mitosis thing is cool. I think this base form gets a C tier, just because there's not too much going on. It's kind of cute and it has a bit of personality, but I think its base form gets a C tier. Duocean also gets a C tier. It's not much cooler than the original. Yeah, these two are kind of boring, but Reuniclus though, I love Reuniclus. The massive arms and like the kind of like bear ears don't make any sense, but I love it. It's just so ridiculously goofy and unnecessarily intimidating, I guess. I don't really know what to say about it. I just love it. It doesn't really do much in competitive. It doesn't really do anything, to be honest, anymore. It used to do stuff in Gen 5, I think, but now it goes just... I don't know. There's just something about this design that just looks very silly in a good way. Ducklet. It's okay. It's kind of just a duck, not much else to say. Ceeta. That rhymed. Wow. Same, Swan is a bit better. It's a bit more elegant. But again, there's not... yeah, I don't think I'd give it higher than this just because there's not really anything else outside of... Yeah, it's kind of just a Swan. Actually no, yeah, I will give it a higher tier, because it does look a bit cooler. Yeah, that's kind of it. Vanillite. It's okay. It's an ice cream. It's a bit of a weird choice for inspiration for a Pokemon, but yeah, it's okay. Ceeta. It's not very interesting. Same with Vanillite. Vanillish, yeah. Yeah, Ceeta. Vanillux is a bit cooler. I like the two heads thing. It's an interesting way to take this evolution path. Yeah. Beta. Not much the same. I like the kind of like more white it gets in its colour palette. Like, because I think, yeah, these two are a bit dark and blue. And this one goes a bit lighter. Just gives it the kind of snowy aesthetic. Dealing. I always thought this was Gen 6 I mean, for some reason. I'm not sure why. It's okay, it's kind of just a deer. The whole changing seasons aesthetic is cool, but it's not really enough to warrant a beta, I don't think. Same with Soulspark. It's interesting, I guess. It gets Serene Grace, which is a cool ability. But again, not really loads to say. It's kind of just unremarkable. Emolga. I like it. It's one of my preferred Pika clones. But it's not the best. But it's up there. It's definitely up there. I like it. Beta. The Flying Squirrel aesthetic is an interesting way to take the Pika clone, so... It's also one of the only ones to change type. It gets electric type, gets flying type added, I mean. Carablast. I forget this exists, honestly. Dita. I really don't care about this. It's just a bit weird. I can't really tell what bug it's based on. Yeah, that's kind of it. Escavalier. I like this. This is beta. The evolution mechanic is cool. You trade Carablast with Shelmet, and then they swap like armor and stuff. It's definitely an interesting way to take that. Competitively, it's quite unremarkable, but aesthetically, it's really nice. I like the like horsehair plume it's got, and the lances are a nice touch. Yeah, it's a very cool Pokemon. The name is cool as well. Escar from Escargot, and then Cavalier. Fungus. It's a Pokeball. It's Voltorb again, basically. Why'd I put Voltorb? I put it here. I think Fungus gets a C tier because it's got a bit more character. Amoonguss. I was about to make an Among Us joke in the Big 25, but I won't. It's a B tier because it's funny. That's why. It's very, very good and competitive, as it always has been. And it's just a very funny Pokemon to be good. Since it's just a mushroom that sits there and inflicts a bunch of status conditions on you and doesn't die. And that's kind of all it does. It's a very odd Pokemon, and I like it for that. Frillish. No, I forgot to change. I don't need the both genders. Frillish is... What is it? Well, I know what it is, it's jellyfish, but what tier is it? It's, I think, a B tier. It's got that kind of like ethereal, ghostly vibe that I quite like in a Pokemon. I like when they go for that more mysterious route. I've got to swap that. Same with Jellicent, although Jellicent I think does have a bit more to it because it's got the massive head. That's kind of funny, it's got a little crown on top of it as well. But yeah, they're cool Pokemon, to be honest. I think they're kind of underlooked. Oh, underlooked? Overlooked. Yeah, overlooked. Alomomola. I always thought this was Gen 7. It makes so much sense to be Gen 7, but it's not. I also always thought this was a Love Disc evolution, because that also makes sense, but it isn't for some reason. But it's beta, it's a cool Pokemon. It goes a bit further than just a fish, because the eye, I think, gives it a bit more personality. Competitively, it's really fun. Passes Wish, it's a regen Pokemon. It's got weirdly low stats, but it's still quite good. Its highest stats, I think, is like attack, which is kind of crazy, considering its role, but it's still fun to use, and it's still OU, I think. So yeah, beta. There's a lot of betas this gen. I thought there'd be more esters, but I guess there have been a few. And there are a few coming up as well. There are definitely a few coming up. Oh, there are quite a few, yeah. Joltik. It's very cute. The colours are cool. They're interesting for like a spider tick Pokemon thing. They managed to make a tick look cute somehow. Not sure how that works, but beta. Galvantula. In kind of the same vein, I'm surprised it managed to make a spider look so like appealing. I like the fuzzy vibe it has. I like what they do with electric types and make them really fuzzy. It has a lot of character. Competitively, it's kind of interesting as well. It gets like compound ice, you can like spam thunder. Ferroseed. It's a seed that sits there. I'm tempted to put in D tier, but I because of personal bias, I think I'm justified to move up to C tier. There's just something about it that looks kind of like, it's just silly. I'm not sure, yeah, it's a C tier. Ferrothorn is very intimidating and very cool, and very, very, very competitively annoying. So that warrants me to move it down to D tier, because I hate this thing, because it doesn't die, and it spams Leech Seed, and sets up rocks, and does everything, and doesn't die unless you hit it with a fire move, which is kind of rare, and yeah, I hate this. But I also love it, but I also hate it, so it gets a D tier. Clink is a pair of gears. It's a C tier. Same as this whole line, apart from not this whole line, because, well, Clank is the same thing, but Klinklang gets maybe an A tier actually. No, it gets a B tier. It was cooler in my head than it looks now. But it still looks a bit cooler with like the circular gear going around it. It adds that extra bit of like, its idle animation is cool as well because everything's like spinning in unison. Gear grind is an interesting move, so shift gear. Yeah, it's cool. Tynamo. I don't really care much about this Pokemon. I don't know. I think it's Tita. This whole line is a bit... I always forget it exists. Electros is kind of interesting, I guess, because it has no weaknesses. Unless you hit with a grounding move. Yeah, this Tita, it's fine. Actually, its design is a bit cooler. I wish they gave it Dragon type. I think it could fit the Dragon type. But I can also see why they didn't give it that. Tita. LGM. It's a cool concept for a Pokemon. It really embraces the alien aesthetic. It's very beat boop, I guess. It's a lot of different colours. Beta, it's cool. I don't usually like the blue main colour, but it's cool. Yeah. Behem, I actually really like. I also know that their names, like LGM as in like Little Green Man, and Behem as in, I don't know what BEM is, but it's still cool like naming conventions. But if that's another beta, I like its very like alien overlord kind of vibe. I wish it got like a signature move or something. It might actually, I'm not sure, I don't know. No one ever uses it. Litwick is an Eta. I love this. It's very, very mysterious and sinister, but in a way that doesn't look too intimidating for like a first stage. It's definitely one of those ones where you know it's going to have a cool evolution though, and it absolutely does. It's an Eta. Lampent, same thing, Eta. I love the kind of like, almost like street lamp kind of vibe it has. It's very like gothic, in a way that you don't really see much with Pokemon designs, to be honest. Yeah, it's definitely an Eta. I love the purple flame as well with both of these. Chandelure is an easy S tier. It's one of my favourites. It's top 5 maybe, to be honest. Yeah, top 10. Top 10 definitely. Definitely top 10. I love the like wispy purple flames. The whole chandelier, like very Victorian vibe. It's really cool. I love the face. It's got that kind of like Frankensteinish like zip pattern across his face. That blends in well with the chandelier aesthetic. Yeah, this is really cool. I hope it gets like a mega or something. It really deserves it. Yay, the Axew line. Okay, I've been waiting for this one. Axew is great. It's an Eta. It's a really cute first stage dragon, which you don't really get much, aside of like Dratini and stuff. Actually, we do get a lot, to be honest. I'm being unfair. But I love Axew. I love the aesthetic, the colour scheme, I mean. The like green-grey works so well with the red eyes. It's definitely an Eta. Fraxure. Yeah. Fraxure an Eta. I was about to say I don't like this. I don't know why I was about to say I don't like this. Because I love the axes on its side. Also, I just realised I can scroll faster by just holding the mouse down and scrolling. I don't know how I didn't realise that earlier, but now I do. Haxorus is an S tier, definitely. This is such a cool design. It's maybe my favourite Gen 5 design, actually. This is a very high S tier. The red, like the little touches of red work so well. It's shiny is great. Competitively, it's kind of uninteresting. It just hits hard. But visually, it's so cool. It's just a very like classic kind of brute forcey dragon design, which just works so well. I don't usually like designs this simple, but there's something about this one. It's just so good. Cubchoo. It's okay. It's beta. Ceta. Because the snot is kind of unappealing, to be honest. I don't like how it has that hang off its nose the whole time. Beartic. It's a Ceta. I think its design is a bit bottom heavy, if you know what I mean. Like, it's got a weird, like, triangular kind of shape to it. It's not like a bad thing. It's just a bit of a weird silhouette. for a design, I guess. This is not bad, it's just okay. Cryogonal, I like Cryogonal. It's got a very like geometric design, which I like. It almost looks like an ice steel type. I'm glad they didn't go that route. They just made it pure ice. This is a cool Pokemon. I think gets overlooked quite a lot, to be honest. Like the eyes are really cool, how they're kind of hidden behind like the face, if you get what I mean. Same thing with the mouth. I think more people should talk about this design. It's really cool. Shelmet. Shelder? No, Shelmet. Shelder's a different Pokemon, yeah, Shelmet. It's okay. It's kind of cute. Cedar. Yeah, it's fine. It's better than Carablast. I don't dislike it like I do Carablast. Excelgor. It's also C tier because it's kind of just like very, very, very hard leaning into the ninja aesthetic. It's cool that it's like a complete contrast with the like cavalryman aesthetic that Escavalier gets. A very, very stark contrast actually. Yeah, I think that worked well. Like, I don't really see any reason to give this anything higher than a C tier though, because I just feel like it leans in too far to that one aspect of its design. I don't know. All this is very subjective, definitely not biased whatsoever. Everyone wishes to say. Stunfisk, the face of competitive Pokemon, of course. As a Pokemon though, it's like kind of just a C tier. It's a fish that sits. It's a sandfish, I think. Is it a sandfish? What's it called? Flounder? Sandfish? I don't know. It's some sort of variety of flatfish. The Galarian design though does a bit more of it. I'll give this a B tier. The bear trap, like flatfish thing, is cool. I like how they added a bit of three-dimensionality to it. The colours are a lot cooler as well. The like green works really well with this kind of black, and it makes it look a lot more sinister and threatening. I don't know what the differences are competitively, because I don't think anyone's ever used either of these. Yeah, it's still cool. Minshao. No, this isn't Minshao, this is Minfu. Minfu is cool. It's a beta. It's actually very like threatening for a first stage Pokemon, which you don't really see much. It's very serious, which I like. This colour palette is also a bit more playful. It's an A tier actually. Yeah, I really like this. They managed to create something that's silly enough to make you know that this is like a base Pokemon. This isn't like an evolved form, but it's also serious enough to let you know this evolved form is going to be more serious. Speaking of which, Minshao is an S tier. I love this Pokemon so much. It evolves so late, which is really annoying, but it's so worth it as well. Because, just look at this thing, the silhouette is so cool. I love the kind of like gracefulness it has, the purple works so well. Competitively it's so fun, fake out, like high jump kick, U-turn, pivot, regenerator stuff is always fun to use. Yeah, this is an easy S tier. Nearing the end. Druddigon. I feel like not enough people talk about Druddigon. It's a B tier. It's very scary. Like if I saw this in real life, I'd be terrified. The red face, contrasting with like the rest of the body, is really cool. The colour palette is lovely. Reminds me of the Welsh flag. Probably is based on the Welsh flag actually. I'm not sure. I don't know what it does competitively, I'll be honest. But visually it's very cool, and I don't think enough people talk about it. It's very like classic dragon. Golett. Golett is a B tier. Golurk is an A tier, I think. I feel like this line has a lot of personality, like that kind of like hard-working, diligent. I'm not really sure why I'm assigning it that, but it just gives it that vibe. Golurk looks very like towering and kind of like intimidating, although its face kind of gives off that more like hard-working, protective vibe, which I really like. Like it's very much like the big friendly giant kind of Pokemon. I like the scar across its chest as well. That's a really cool detail. And the plaster is kind of goofy and kind of hints more towards that friendly nature. I like how it could also turn into a rocket. That's like never mentioned, but it's cool. And it just does that randomly sometimes. Pawnyard. I like this one's chest theming. That's kind of cool. I wish I did more of it, because they don't, but there's definitely room to expand more into that. That's a beta though. It's kind of a cool base form. Oops, I just realised I'm selecting that. It does more with base forms than a lot of other Pokemon do. Bisharp is cool, beta as well. It looks very, very deadly. Like it almost looks like a execution device, you know? It's got those kind of concentric blades, because it's Outerman. The red, grey, black aesthetic is nice. Makes it look very, very dangerous. Yeah, it's nice. Bouffalante. It's okay, Sita. It's got big hair. Rufflet. I like it's kind of like a small like cadet kind of vibe. I'm not sure if that's what they're going for, but it's cute. Why am I putting Adita? It's not Adita, it's Sita. Braviary. Very, very America. Beta. I'm surprised they haven't done more Eagle Pokemon, to be honest. This one's cool, the colour palette is nice. I like the tail. I like how the tail has that, like, red, yellow, blue, very contrasting design. Adds a bit more to it. But yeah, it's kind of just a big bird. That's cool. I assume Braviary is an Eta. I love the colour palette for this. I love the black and white with, like, little touches of purple and blue. Also, just generally, the idea of turning something like as physically like strong as Braviary into something like this, which goes completely other direction, is a cool idea. Esper Wing is a really cool name for a move. It's a cool idea for a move as well, raises speed. Yeah, I love this. I was really excited for it as well when Legends Arceus came out. It's one of my favourites. Vullaby. I don't really get this Pokemon. Sita. I don't know if I like the whole like baby aesthetic too much, because its face doesn't look that baby-like, but the rest of its body does. Yeah, Sita, it's like okay-ish. Mandibuzz is cool though. Mandibuzz is really cool. It's a beta. Maybe an Eta. Nah, it's beta. I like the bone aesthetic it's got. I wish it leaned a bit more into that, but it's cool how it is. Dark Flying is cool typing. Yeah, not much else to say with that. It's just a cool vulture. It looks very intimidating. Heatmore. It's a bit weird. Yeah, Sita. Not because it's boring, just because it's got good and bad traits. I like the fire typing, it's cool. There's like a surprising lack of pure fires in this gen, I think. Actually not really, but yeah. The Anteater thing, I'm not really sure how I feel about this. I don't like his body. I don't like the kind of like flame stripes it's got above his body. I think that is a bit too goofy. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to feel about this. It's a Sita though. Durant, kind of in the same vein, but it's a bit more intimidating. But not enough to move up to, but it's just a bit better. I like Durant's kind of very, very intimidating look to it, even though it's not that scary competitively. It's still nice that they managed to transform like something like an ant into something that could look this scary. I also like it when they add these kind of relations between Pokemon. That's always a cool thing to do. Yeah, this is a solid design. It's an okay design, I mean. Dino. Getting to the end now. It's a long gen. Dino is okay. I've never really liked it. This whole line goes to Sita, I think. I don't like it the same way other people do. The colour palette leaves a bit to be desired, I think. Black, red and blue is always a solid choice, but I think they lean too much into the black, where it doesn't look as vibrant as it could. Hydreigon, it's an interesting design. Well, obviously the 1, 2, 3 theming of this is kind of cool. But like, for one of the few Hydra Pokemon, maybe one of the only Hydra Pokemon actually, it does a kind of poor job of it. Not a bad job actually, but just, I don't know. I just expected a bit more from Hydra Pokemon. It just looks a bit too goofy for me. Similar thing with Salamence, but not quite as bad. Larvesta. I love Larvesta. It's a beta. Considering that it's going to be like this for most of the game because it evolves too late, it's a cool way to make a base bug type seem a bit more threatening by adding these like red, kind of sun-like, I don't know what they are, like almost like petal-like structures. But yeah, it's a cool base form design. Volcarona is an S tier. I love like I think it's like revered as like a sun deity, which is always kind of cool. How you have those like human Pokemon relations as well. And it just looks so deadly. Like the red solar like petal wing things coming out, and like the black and white body, it is such a good design. I'm not sure what it is about it. I think the silhouette is really nice as well. It almost looks like flower-like, in a very deceiving way. Yeah, it is great. It's one of my favourites. Maybe not top 10, but it's close. Cobalion. I think this whole trio gets to C tier. It's a bit of an underwhelming legendary trio, to be honest. I think they could have done a bit better on this, but it's still cool. I don't know if I love how much they use their colour. Like, they are very distinct, but they're a bit too binary, if you get what I mean. Like, I wish there was a bit more going on to their designs. The Paradox designs could do a good job, I think. But the base forms are they're just okay-ish. I don't know what the lore is surrounding them, but I guess that could move them up a bit, but yeah, if I knew it, but yeah, I don't, so they'll stay there for now. I think all of the... What are they even called? I don't know what they're called. The genies, there. I think all of them get a B tier. I don't really like their designs that much, but thematically they're cool as kind of like governing forces of nature. And the Therian forms are a nice way of adding a bit of depth to Pokemon that otherwise lack it a little bit. I like their colour palettes, to be honest, and I'm kind of surprised because I didn't think I'd like the kind of weird like blue-green colour palettes being used on humanoid Pokemon, but I think here they work because they make them look a bit more magical, if you get what I mean, and a bit more dangerous. I'll put Landorus in the same tier as well, for the same reasons. I like the cloud that's part of the design as well. It really solidifies that flying type. Obviously Landorus is funny and competitive because it's been OU for so long. But it still gets beta. Reshiram. I like Reshiram, it's an A tier. I like, actually both of them are an A tier. The yin yang thing is cool. I actually think that's what they're based on. Black and white. Truth and Ideals is a really interesting theme to do for a Pokemon game, because they're not like as kind of opposing, but I guess that's part of the story is that I'm not so opposing, but yes, it's a weirdly abstract theme to do for a Pokemon game compared to things like Sword and Shield, just like red and blue, you know? I think it's pulled off really well, especially in these designs. Like, I don't know, you can't really tell the secondary typing just from the designs. You can't tell if this is fire and this is electric, but the fact that they do have those secondary typings, and like the blue flame is a really cool aspect of this design, and yeah, I think they're really solid legendaries. The wings are really cool as well. I love like the kind of almost angelic wings that Reshiram has compared to like the... I don't know how to describe these because they're not like bat wings at all. I don't know, they're just so cool aesthetically. Kyurem is in a similar boat. The shards of ice sticking out of it are really, really cool. It definitely looks like a husk of like a Pokemon, which it is. like these kind of wing structures look like they're meant to be joining onto something. Like it looks very broken in a cool way. They managed to make that like fragmented design work. The black and white forms of Kyurem, I think they're cool. I don't think they're as cool as the base forms, if I'm honest. Visually, like from a silhouette point of view, they're cool. They obviously look a lot more threatening and a lot more complete. But I don't think they have so much impact, just because they look a bit more like amalgamated than base forms. But they're still very cool designs. I just don't think they hit quite as hard. Probably just because they're not as like staunchly white and black as before, which I guess makes sense, but still. Keldeo. It's okay, it's not my favourite mythical. It's C tier. It's just, I don't know, the colours are cool. And it's one of the few unicorn Pokemon we get. I think it's based on like a Kelpie or something, which is cool. Yeah, not much else to say. Water fighting is an interesting typing as well. I'll beam this up to a B tier actually, because I think it does deserve it a bit. Same as its I don't really need to rank its other forms separately. Yeah, it's cool-ish. Visually it's very cool. Thematically it's just okay. I don't really get what's going on with the whole Swords of Justice though, but there's probably something interesting there. Melodetta. I think this is C tier, honestly. The music note theming is cool. However, I don't really like the microphone it has. It makes it look a bit goofy in a way that isn't that cool. I'm not sure. I like its alternate form though. Like, actually I will rank them separately. This is a B tier. I think the orange works a bit better with the like brown and greys. It looks a lot more dangerous. This is B tier, not an A tier. Oops. And I like how it changes from a special to a physical attack. That's always a cool thing to do. But yeah, it's just okay. It's not amazing. Genesect, the last one. It's been a while. Genesect is a really, really cool concept. Visually, it's okay. I don't love it, but it gets a B tier because of that. The concept of like being a genetically modified Pokemon from a long time ago is cool. It's got the kind of Mewtwo vibe, like a dangerous, altered Pokemon. I wish they did a bit more with it, lore-wise. I don't really know much of the lore surrounding it. I don't think I watched its movie, if it had one. Yeah, it's a solid design. Yeah, that's more of this to it. So that's Unova, I guess. A lot of S tiers, a lot of A tiers, a lot of high Pokemon. We have not long left, actually. We're getting through it. Hopefully the next one won't be in... How long has it been? Like 3 months since the last one? Yeah, hopefully it won't be that long.